Hi, welcome to this video explanation of section 7.4. We're still dealing with elimination here. However, there's going to be one added step to what we saw in section 7.3. In section 7.4, if you notice the coefficients on both variables in this sample question, question number 11, the coefficients don't have the same numbers. So what we're going to have to do here to try to get our coefficients to cancel out is we're going to have to multiply each equation by a certain value so that we can cancel out one of our variables. So in this case, remember, you can cancel out either your x's or your y's, whatever your choice is. It doesn't make a difference in terms of the answer that you'll get, but my recommendation is try to cancel out the variables that have the smaller numbers for their coefficients, because that just means that the numbers you have to multiply by both equations will be a little bit smaller. It'll make the math a little bit easier to do. So here we see that the coefficients on our y terms, -6 and -4, those are smaller values than 7 and 5. So let's see if we could figure out the least common multiple between 6 and 4. So if you said 12, you're correct. Both 6 and 4 divide into 12 evenly, which means that for these variables to cancel out, we need to try to multiply each equation by something in order to make the coefficient on your y term equal to 12 and -12. So for this first equation, we have 7x minus 6y equals -1, and we want that coefficient to be 12. So what do we have to multiply a -6 by to get a positive 12? If you said -2, you're correct. We need to multiply -6 by -2 to get positive 12. And I know this may seem intimidating if this is the first time you've looked at elimination, or if you haven't seen it in a while, but let's just follow through this problem, and then if you have questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and also watch the other videos until you get the hang of it. So for right now, we're going to multiply this top equation by -2, and we're going to multiply this bottom equation. Now, to get our y's to cancel out, let's see what happens here. So, when you distribute -2, you end up with -14x plus 12y equals positive 2. So to get our y terms to cancel out, remember in this problem we're trying to cancel out our y's. So we decided to cancel out y's would be better since they have lower numbers for the coefficients. We need to cancel out something with a positive 12, which means we need our result after we multiply to be a -12. So -4 times what number would give us a -12? If you said 3, you're correct. -4 times 3 will give us a -12. And that coefficient to distribute to every term in our equation. So that would give us a 15x minus 12y equals 3. Now that our equations are set up for elimination, we simply add them together. -14 and positive 15 would give 1x. Oftentimes if we have 1x, a slightly easier way to write that is just by writing the x term. You don't need to write a coefficient of 1. You can assume that there's a 1 there. And x is equal to 2 plus 3, which is 5. So the value in doing that is not only was it a little bit easier to work with smaller numbers in canceling out our y's, but when we combine the equations together, it worked out nicely that we got x by itself right away. Then, now that we know that x is equal to 5, we can plug that back into either equation in order to solve for y. And here again, I recommend working with smaller numbers if possible. It makes the math easier and it helps prevent careless mistakes. So here, if we plug in a 5 in place of x in this second equation, we'll have 5 times 5 minus 4y equals 1. 25 minus 4y equals 1. To isolate 4y, we subtract 25 from both sides. -4y equals -24. Divide by -4. Divide by -4. And we're left with y equals positive 6. A negative divided by a negative gives you a positive result. So we have x equals 5, y equals 6, and our solution can be written in coordinate form like this. If you have additional questions or comments, feel free to watch the other videos and leave comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.